Hello. Mm, Hello, guys. Hello. Anna here, Heart of Much Guarantee. And today we have special guest. We have client experience video. Ooh, la la. It's always interesting, right? To learn from other guy experience, to save maybe yourself or just understand how this journey can be for you. And yeah, learn it from it. So I want to welcome in our studio Billy.
Hey
Hello,
guys, how you
Billy.
doing?
Hello, hello. Yeah. So Billy, I first of all I want to thank you that you joined today with us. It's very helpful for us guys, and it's very brave. I know this is not also something that you used to.
Yeah,
We believe these things they rewarding for people. um, yeah, I understand some people they're very private, and it's their choice,
I'm
but
an
some
open book,
people.
so
Mhm.
we're all
Yeah,
good.
but I'm honestly, when I choose any services, the main thing that I'm looking for video reviews, because this is for me honest, like the honest way to understand what service is about. Like never screenshot of, just written, or just I want to see person, her feel her energy, understand her journey. So for me, it's very powerful. That's why. Yeah, and especially in this journey, this is, complicated journey,
It's
can
a
be
journey.
a lot of things to
Sure.
learn, right?
Yes,
Yeah. So, Billy, how old are you? Where do you live?
53 years old. I live in America in the state of New York, not a big city, a smaller city in New York, and
Mm-hmm.
just absolutely love it here.
Uh-huh.
And I'm on a wild journey right now.
Uh-huh. And what you do for a living? What's
I do
exactly?
medical courier work. I have 7
Mm-hmm.
people that work for me. We pick up blood and specimens from hospitals and doctors' offices. So
Mm-hmm.
I love helping people. That's
Mm-hmm.
part of why I also started this journey.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. I have nurturing personality of helping people. Yeah,
Yes.
and very warm. Yeah, before we will talk about experience with us being our clients, I want to ask you, you've been in this journey for a long time. How long, and have you any have bad experience before? Like,
Um, Probably been doing the journey for 3 years.
mm-hmm,
Tried to do like most of the other guys, doing the pay per letter thing for a while. Then I actually stepped out of my comfort zone. And last year actually was in Ukraine.
mm-hmm,
Last November, met some women, you know, tried to do the whole in person thing rather than just, do the whole letter thing. Um, was a good and bad experience. Met very beautiful women. For me, I dated the gambit of women because you always try to say, look at the age range.
mm-hmm.
I tried to give everybody, and to all the men out there, you'll be surprised that women 45, 50 years old look like they're 30. Like you'll never, sometimes you can't tell the difference what the age of the person is. And
That's
a lot
true.
of times they're not going to be open with how old they are. So you have to just kind of go with the flow when it comes to that.
Do
Um,
mathematics, yeah? How
yeah,
old?
you got to
No,
just kind
remember.
of like let it go and just enjoy the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good. I had many dates. I just didn't connect with anybody the way I thought I was hoping I was going to the first time. The second time I went was a few months later in February, against everybody's saying, don't go because there's going to be a war. I said, I went with 2 of my friends, and actually was having an excellent time. But I did meet a scammer. Um, I was talking on another site, not supposed to give name of sites, but I was talking to her and she wanted to meet in person. And I knew I was going to be in Ukraine anyway. So I was like, yeah, sure, we'll meet in person. The one thing I did know, and I can say from experience, that when I was with her in person for 2 days, she acted like we were strangers. So, and we talked for at least 3 months in letters, on video, but there was no sound, so I could never hear her. So probably some other person was always doing the text messaging to me. But I was able to visually see her, but that was it. Um, Letters, talking about letters being together. I can't wait to be with you. I want to wake up in your arms. I want to hold you. You know, the whole gambit like sucked me right in. So we get together. I meet her, like a totally different person. Like she acted like she didn't know stuff we talked about. She went from wanting to cuddle to like we barely were holding hands. Maybe a little kiss on the cheek. It was a different experience. And actually, at the end of the second night, I had went back to my hotel room and we're on the app, whatever app we were using, WhatsApp or Viber, and she admitted to me that I wasn't even talking to her. The letters weren't from her. The messages on the video chats weren't from her. They were from other people. And
You guys asking it's paper letter.
yeah, paid. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I would say I would pay for the letters and pay for the video. But again, the video, you never heard the woman. She was there. And I actually thought it was a scam. Like I had a feeling. So I actually had a friend because she was always, I'm only on video with you. I can't be on video with anybody else. It's just me and you. I had a friend go on another computer, make up a name, request a video chat with her. At the same time, I was on video with her. And lo and behold, I'm on video with her. My friend's on the computer next to me. He's on video with her also. So don't let the woman tell you that she's only talking to you because they just use her picture and she could be on somebody else's computer.
Mm-hmm.
And she admitted it to me. She's like, I just do it for gifts. You seem like a nice guy, but that's it. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that was a bad experience. And then
So how much in total you spent before
over
maternity?
probably at least $20,000 between traveling and paying for. You pay for the letters, you pay for the pictures, you pay for everything. Maybe I sent a gift or two. So it adds up. And you don't realize it at the time because it's over a period of time. And then once you get your calculator out and you're like, wow, like, and then when I'm there, you go to dinner. And of course, it's not just dinner. She's like, oh, there's a nice mall over here. Let's go shopping. So then, oh, maybe I could buy this suitcase. And it was cold. Maybe I need a new jacket. And you're thinking you're doing it for somebody that wants to be in a relationship with you, and you realize it's not happening. Yes, I can tell my story about being that. Yes, I will. So I was in Ukraine when the war started. I was in Kherson. They started dropping bombs, and my hotel was about a mile from the airport. What was crazy is for 7 days before that, I went from Kiev to Nikolaev to Kherson, and everybody was like, there's not going to be a war. We already have war going on in the East. And everybody was so relaxed. So me and the two men I were with, we were relaxed and having a good time and trying to figure things out. We were looking at different businesses, and I get a phone call, and I thought I heard explosions, and they were actually bombing all the airports in the country. And that's when the war started. And we were far from, we had to get to Poland. So it was a journey. That in itself was a journey. It took me 4 days to get across Ukraine, seeing the horror that Russia was imposing on the country, seeing the terror of the people, the women and children, and, just going through a lot at the border just to get across. And then I actually got turned around and ended up back in Ukraine by myself. I lost my friends. There was a fight at the border. So I ended up, getting frostbite on my feet. I slept outside for 3 days. I lost 22 pounds in 6 days. So my journey was to find love and everything. And then I also got caught up in everything that was happening in the country. So my heart is still there. I feel for everybody that is going through it to this day. At least I knew I had a place to come home to. But it's a hard journey. It's whether you're going there and a war starts or it's peacetime. The journey is difficult, and you have to be ready for it because there's going to be twists and turns that I've learned and I found along the way. And you try to be smart, and you think you are smart, and you try to learn from every experience, but sometimes the scammers are a little bit smarter than you, or you just sometimes in your head you're living in like they have those games like virtual reality, and in your mind it's like a virtual reality, and you're seeing something that's really not there. So I'm learning still, even going through so much. I'm still in the learning process. I'm learning about different cultures and what the woman may be thinking about what I'm saying and how I'm saying it are two totally different things sometimes. So that's one thing you have to really think about is when you're talking to your lady and the woman in your life that you're hoping is going to be your woman. Um, what you may say to her, she might take totally differently, and so you really have to watch each and every word because one word can change everything in an instant, and then then you're backtracking and trying to figure out what happened, which is kind of like what I've been going through now.
I don't think you should break up or like make very bad conclusions from one word, because especially if lady doesn't speak English, can be a lot of misunderstanding. But we will talk about this. But what I want to summarize that for myself, honestly, in this journey, yeah. Because you experience this like very warm and initiative Ukrainian woman from paper letter website, which is not normal how Ukrainian women behave, you kind of have your expectations set, that lady will be that much initiative, that much in communication, that much with this level of commitment, because for them it's a job, they don't have other things to do. So real woman in her communication, she will be always less initiative, less available, because she's natural, she's real, and she has her life where she has to provide for herself, taking care about different stuff. So of course it's important to see and progression in relationship, desire to communicate. But anyway, I see very often now, even in good couples, it's life, there's different obstacles. And now some Ukrainian women, they have like a lot of free time because they refugee status, for example, and they all that they do just integrating into culture. They give them time like 1 year to learn local language, so they go into courses or things like that, but they don't have work. But a lot of them, they have still online work from Ukraine, then they have to integrate into culture. Like they have a lot of things going on, and really they have desire, and those who is most motivated, they will find time and ability to develop this relationship. But anyway, this is not job for them, so they're not as much available as any kind of perception from paper letter website. So you need to kind of what to say, like manage your expectations about availability of women in a regard of building distance
You got the
relationship.
availability, and then you have the time difference too, like wherever you're living.
Yeah.
There's going to be
Yeah.
that kind of problem also.
There is a question, I think. Look, what is this? I'll be honest, nobody wants to go to Ukraine anymore. Why? Because they're fighting a war that could go nuclear or even worse. There is always worse. Thoughts? You have something?
Well, for me, no, I don't think anybody is going to Ukraine currently. Ukraine, for anybody who's not been there, is a beautiful country. I've seen beautiful parts of the country. I've seen beautiful people, both men and women. So yeah, of course, you can't physically go there right now because of everything that's going on, and there's so much suffering. So you have to feel for the people. But is there opportunity to meet somebody special? Can you meet your other half still? Of course, there are women in Ukraine that are still looking for love. There are women that have left that still are looking for love. Maybe more so now than ever because they realize, life can change in an instant. For me, I realize life changes in a moment. So, of course, the opportunity is there to meet a wonderful, beautiful lady. You just have to be open to it. You just might not be able to fly to Ukraine right now to find her, but she's willing to to be
to
with
come
you.
to you to meet
Yeah,
in a closed border. Yeah.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
willing to do what they have to do, but it has to be the right woman. You have to,
Yeah.
that connection has to be there.
Many ladies, they, oh, we come back about Victoria. Okay. Um, Joseph, I just can I can I just add that many ladies they live now in Europe, and men don't need to go to Ukraine. Of course, we against this. We Joseph, even when we was living in Ukraine, we said until we'll come back, nobody come. Like we don't want to put clients in danger. We not now in Ukraine. Of course, it's not. But we have some ladies who live in Ukraine even join us now, and they all know that to meet men, first they want to build relationship in distance to certain level, and then
Yeah.
they're ready to go to meet men, when he come in
And
Poland or near his border. Yeah.
and the men have to be very careful, and it's good to go with like an agency, a good agency like Match Guarantee, because there are a lot of scams going on also. If you're
Yeah.
on a paper letter site or whatever, you're going to have women that are saying that they're in the war zone, but there's safe passage if you send them money. I had a woman tell me there was a green bus and she can get on the green bus if you give her money. And so there are scams. So you have to go with somebody that's legit, that that you can trust, because there are a lot of people taking advantage
Yeah, they're
of people's.
manipulating with losing life or something. Seems to
Yeah.
me the international Ukraine dating to marriage philosophy has been destroyed because of the war. What's your opinion about the new approach to meet Ukrainian women now?
Is that for me or for you? I
No.
don't personally, me personally, I'm still on the journey, so I don't think it's over for me, and I don't think it's over for anybody. That if you feel like your love is in your hometown, and you feel like you want to take the journey, it's not dead, it's not over. It's just changed. The dynamic has changed. A lot of women have left the country. There are women that want to leave the country. So the only dynamic that's changed in it is that the man can't physically go to Ukraine currently. That's the only dynamic that's changed. You still have your video dates. You can still talk to the woman and get to know them. If again, it's through a legitimate process. That is the biggest thing. Make sure it's legit. There are many women out there that want a good guy.
I would say a lot of like distance paper letter website they actually grow because of war. They start to manipulate even more, the situation. Business that was built on socials, when also a lot of young ladies with a big age gap come, this is also like part of scam.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not available, but definitely what available now, it's time for real relationship, because never before Ukrainian passports was not so never so easy to proceed for Ukrainian lady to get permission to live in anywhere in the world.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is time for opportunity for guys who is serious, who is considering being not in distance relationship forever, who wants a real relationship, who wants real woman appear in their life. It's opportunity for them to make, I don't know, 2 trips, because it's still traditional culture. Lady don't want to fly to you to men that they never meet, to men that she never met, but. Yeah, she wants to see you first, but then you can easily proceed with documents and then develop your relationship organically, living in your country, like you do, like you possibly can do with,
Yeah, definitely. I'm in America, and I've read up on it, and they have the refugee thing. So literally, if you meet your lady and you go see her a few times, and there's a connection, 3 to 4 weeks, you do the paperwork, you can have her here. But you want to make sure that it's your woman, because you're responsible for her also. So you have to just make sure it's correct. You don't have to do the K1 visa for 6 or 8 months or a year. It can happen faster now, but make the effort too. Go see her, spend time with her, build the relationship, and make her feel comfortable that she's coming someplace that's safe. And then she'll, open up to you.
Yeah, I would just add that from our side doing matchmaking before COVID happened, we didn't have any distance introduction because all ladies who serious marriage minded, they just want a man to come and they start relationship from first time meeting him. But then COVID happened. Of course, everybody understand, everybody locked down, time goes, no opportunity even to meet and develop relationship. So everybody become open and wanted, to
Yeah,
start the relationship in distance. But again, when you start, I always teach you guys, when you start relationship, first what you discuss, when will be like your availability to come to meet her, because this is something that why before COVID we didn't do distance introduction, because they never believe that they will ever meet this man in life, so they question why they spend time, like if it's paper letter, it's it's their job, but if it's real woman, she wants to understand if she's spend time on getting to know each other, if she will see this man, if he's serious,
yeah, and definitely on my first trip to Ukraine, that's what I did. I went on a date. I met real women. It wasn't from paper letter sites or whatever, anything like that. I actually had dates with women, so I have the experience of both, of going
Mhm.
there and just going on dates with women, and also meeting a woman from one of the paper letter sites that was a total fraud. And
Mhm.
I mean, I could tell you just that was horrible. And now to do the virtual, the long distance thing, yes, you have to have the ability to go to the woman when it's time. Um, the tricky part is for me, and that's what we're talking about some today, is how much time each person has available to put into the building of the relationship before you're actually meeting in person. That's the tricky part. Some people are going to have more time than others, and communication is huge for me. Um, I want to feel that I'm getting communication back as much as I'm putting in. I think everybody, man and woman, I don't, even culture wise, you want to feel like the person's putting the effort in.
Mhm.
I think that's very important. Put the effort in to get to know the person.
Mhm. Okay, so we slowly come to your experience with us. Let's talk about this. This is your second introduction, Victoria.
Yep.
But before Victoria, I want to ask you. We was scheduling for you one more introduction call. Her name was
Yes.
Anna, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
And
and
that was a different experience because she was my first, choice. And you and guys, when you have your first choice, you have really big expectations. Kind of lower them a little bit. Don't put so much pressure on it, because I went in like, wow, this is my woman, and it just wasn't there. It was like two cold fish. Like it was not a. She's a wonderful person, and she'll be somebody great for somebody, but we could tell as we were talking to each other that there was just no chemistry just in the conversation.
no
Um,
romantic, yeah, like
no,
no interest.
and you can kind of
Mhm.
tell right away, whether it's on video or you're sitting across from somebody at a dinner table, you're going to know 5-10 minutes into the conversation. For me, it's about expressions, about smiles. You're looking into each other's eyes. If they're laughing, smiling, if they're showing some kind of warmth back, um,
Mhm.
then you can kind of know you want to move forward with that person. So my first call was as cold as the Arctic. Like, I've got nothing from her. And I probably at that point then didn't put myself out. So it just wasn't, it was a good experience though. I think you still have to learn from the experience, um,
Mhm.
because then you're moving on to the next one. And, you don't know if it's going to be the second or the third or the fifth, but, the more you learn, the more you're going to open yourself up and be able to express and accept that. So yeah, the first
Mhm.
one didn't work out so well, but
Yeah.
we move forward.
And I was very, very like, I was doing this call and I was like, also like not happy, but I mean, is I always say we have first introduction call, we have 50% success. It's not always that couple mutually choose each other. Sometimes men like women and women like I need to think, or opposite,
Yeah.
situation when men say, oh, she's like look a little bit different, or I don't know, like she's not my type, like you said, this is not I need warm personality, and this is, and I was talking to matchmaker about her, like I asked him what's her experience with us, like what's in which relationship, how she was, and she was like wonder, really it's how it was. She was like, or in her other relationship she was very different, how she was appearing. And I can tell also, there is one lady that engaged now with us with client. They already a long time ago. I mean, long time together. And before she was meeting other men with us, and they was like, oh no, this is not for me. Like, to like kind of your, perception of this call, like
Yeah.
too cold or too ambitious or too like, I don't know. But yet she met, man who is uh, he's very, very strong and very, I don't know how to say. She behaved with him very differently. She's like, wild cat, very sexy, very, very sweet. And yeah, they're really happy together. And this is one of the, amazing couple that
Yeah.
we
So
expecting
everybody,
one
you
more
go.
wedding. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Different women and different men also, they behave differently with, with different people. And
Yeah.
also, like, we have different clients and their expectations also. One man wants super traditional life, because he live in a village and he wants this, kind of, woman like village from small village from Ukraine, um, who will be super, super traditional. And another man wants a woman with self-realization, with a great career, but who is, kind of unicorn, still save her femininity in her, So, and it's very different request, right? And so we need to have different ladies, and this is journey to find, your person, right? with
Yep.
whom, with whom you have what you're looking for. At the same time, you have common goals, common interests, common, energy. So let's talk about Victoria, your first introduction call, how it went.
The first call actually it went better than, of course, the first call. So um we seemed to get along. She was more animated, she was smiling more, there was more eye contact. um so it felt like there was something there. It was good.
Mhm.
um we talked for the hour, that we were together, and then we both decided, we wanted to pursue to go further. But there was a little lapse between from the time I started talking to her again after the first video. That I think there was almost like a 2-week gap from our first video call. So then we started, in the text messaging. I think we were using Viber, and the text messaging and the translation. Again, guys, the translation will sometimes come out wrong. They're just hitting the translate button like you are, and it can say something totally different than what you meant. So she knows some English. So, but a lot of it was texting, because to try to get her on video, the few times I was able to get her on video, it was hard because her connection, even though she's living in Germany, the connection was not good. So we didn't have a lot of time on video. The
Mhm.
Maybe the 2 or 3 times after our initial video, it was only like maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and we couldn't understand each other. So that made it very difficult. So then a lot of it was in text messaging. And me personally, and you probably know from experience, I love text messaging. I can talk. Whereas a lot of times the woman will just be short, she'll be right to the point, and you have to kind of like then piece it together, because they'll just put it right out there. Where I don't know about other guys, but me, I'll like write a paragraph, and she might write 2 sentences, and that's it. And then you got to try to figure out, is it good or bad? Um, so for me, it was just like, all right, they got to figure this out. Um, so it was a journey though. It was like up and down. Like I thought we were good together for a minute. Then we had a misunderstanding, a miscommunication. Then we talked again, but we just never got to the point where we were able to have a real conversation on video longer than or the same amount of time as our first video. So, and her expectation from what she was saying to me, and I don't know what she expressed back to everybody else, but just from that first video conversation and then text messaging, she thought I was going to be on the next plane to Germany, like that fast. Like within 2 or 3 weeks of talking, she wanted me there. She's the type of woman that just wants somebody right there and then. But I didn't know her. Is there applause? I heard applause. It was some.
I don't know, maybe Joe. It's
But
maybe it's about
yeah, but it was just like,
Woman wants to see man. Yes, it's true.
yeah, and I'm willing, and I think every man should be willing to go meet your woman, to build the relationship, do it in person, get there. But for me, we didn't. There was still no connection. Like, we had the first initial connection, we had some misunderstandings in text messaging. We couldn't get on video, and then me, and you always want to be the man. So she's saying she's having bad internet connection. I went and I paid for her internet to be better, and that was a process in itself. But I did that. And after I did that, I still never got on video with her because our communication was so bad in the text messaging. Even though I bought her the new internet so that we could go on video together, we never even actually got on video together because her expectation was talk a little bit, come here and be with me. If I like you, fine. If not, have a nice day. So it was very confusing for me, and I might even have taken it differently. But I'm trying to read that question there. Do I come across as needy? No, it's not. It's not being needy. It's you want to get to know the person. I don't think you're gonna fly. Maybe you, Jack, are gonna fly to another country to meet a woman that you don't know, and congratulations to you if you can do that. For me, yeah, I am needy in the point that I want to at least have a connection with the woman. You want to feel like you're going to somebody that you feel you have a connection. If I want to meet a woman, I'll go down the street to the coffee shop. I mean, why am I going to fly all the way halfway around the world? I want the woman to feel a connection to me, and I want to feel a connection to her. And then you get together. One video call and a few text messages is not going to be for me to jump on a plane and go to another country. And I think that's unrealistic. It's not needy. It's called living in reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's there was a misunderstanding. When we contact her and ask how the relationship with Billy, she said, he told me when he come, he wants to stay with me day and night, like sleep with
And
me.
that was another thing.
I don't know how I can fall in love in distance with him, like how you can request this. And then we talked to Billy, he said, I never
I never even said that. It's where you're wording, how you word something, because what she had said to me is, come have dinner with me. So again, it's all in perception on what the man and the woman are saying to each other and how that person perceives it. She said, come have dinner with me. Like, her perception was I should just come have dinner with her in another country. And if it works out, fine. If not, nice to meet you. And I said to her in response, hey, let's spend I'm expecting to spend days and nights together. If I'm coming to another country, I'm not just there to sit in my hotel room. I'm thinking we're going to have breakfast together. We're going to have lunch together. We're going to go sightseeing together. We're going to have dinner together. In her mind, I wanted to jump off the plane, and I expected her to be in my hotel room, in my bed, waiting for me when I got there.
Yeah, it's just misunderstanding because of translation.
So she was talking about having dinner, and I'm like, not just dinner. Like, I want it all as much time as we can be together, because I'm not there to just sit in a hotel room. So that was a communication. But you also have to have a connection with somebody. So the woman has to invest in some video dating. You have to be, for me, and every guy's different and every woman's different. But for me, I want to look into the woman's eyes. I want to see her smile. I want to know that there's some warmth coming. And then you mutually agree, whether it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or a month. But you have to both invest the time to talk and get to know each other. I don't know much about Victoria at all. I tried to pull things out of her and talk to her, and I don't know about her life. So for me, I would have been going to meet a stranger because I didn't know that much about her. I didn't have a chance to sit on video for a couple of weeks, once or twice a week, and have conversations and get to know who she really is. I tried to feel her out. Has she ever lived with anybody before? Because you're coming to another country where you're going to be living with somebody 24 hours a day. Do you realize that? Or, you know, how did you have you had a long relationship? Because I'm looking for forever. Have you had a long-term relationship? Different things like that I was trying to find out just for me personally, to know
Mm-hmm.
that she's capable of certain things, and it just wasn't coming out. It was just like it just wasn't happening. And then again, it was mostly in text, because to get her on video was just it was an impossibility. And in Germany, I guess they also have to learn German, so they take German classes every day, and for a long time, for like hours at a time. So her time was limited and my time was limited. So it was trying to get together was very difficult.
Yeah. Uh, like you
Yeah,
communicate with child who don't know much of
yeah, you
English.
gotta just the wording is very important. You try to keep it simple, but yet you have to get enough in depth, because I
Mm-hmm.
don't think any man, and I would expect the woman wouldn't want you to come to her unless she's has some sort of feeling that it's going to be a good connection.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to build that warmth to some level before you're actually together.
Mm-hmm. Had no feelings for her, then I had to dump her. I don't know. This is kind of tricky, you know.
It
What
is tricky.
I know stories when man was 1 year in communication with a Ukrainian lady. They have great, distance, a lot of time they spend together, talk, and they, was like what they feel like they're very good, you know, friends, because they never met, right? But then when they met, I mean, they have a romantic everything, but when they met, he actually doesn't feel any like attraction to her, and he realized, okay, I should be honest with her and honest with myself, I just feel like she can be great friend, but I just don't feel this, mm, yeah, like
Yeah,
what
you
men
definitely
need
don't
to
want to.
feel
You
to
definitely
woman.
don't want to talk for a year. I mean, once you start feeling a
Mhm,
connection, and again, any people are going to feel it differently. You can feel like you're friends. You can feel like you want to be friends. Well, of course, you
mhm,
want to be, the best friends. So the friendship starts, and then when you're together in person, but then that's when it all builds. So for me, I always put that like a percentage. Like I want to be at least 80% sure the woman I'm going to go with is probably the woman that I can see myself spending time with, spending life with. But you're never going to be 100% sure until you're together in person. But
mhm,
when you're together in person, also there has to be like Victoria. She's wants to be not. I'm not saying physical in the sense of sex, but she wants to physically have somebody there. But then you have to somewhat then be physical. Like if you're saying you need to be with somebody physically, do you want to hold hands? Are you talking about kissing? Are you going to know that I'm for you by just holding hands or kissing or walking down the street together? So there's so many different aspects of being together in person. But one word said, like she sent me an emoji of two teddy bears cuddling. Okay, what in anybody else's mind? You're cuddling. You're sending me an emoji of cuddling. So what does cuddling mean? Am I coming to Germany and we're cuddling? Like, so I had to be quiet. I didn't say anything about that emoji whatsoever. Another person might be like, "Wow, she wants to like jump in bed," and it's like you got to be very careful on
mhm,
the cuddling. To her, might have just been holding the hands across the table.
mhm. I just want to add here, like,
And I agree. True love comes from the heart, like that gentleman just said. True love
yeah,
comes from the heart.
mhm,
So in video, you can only share so much, but you want to share your heart, and you're sharing your heart in the video, and you're trying to feel that warmth, and that warmth is then going to be like for me when I feel the warmth for the woman. I'm at the airport. I'm on a plane. I'm coming to her. There's nothing. If you're on this journey, you cannot let anything stop you from
mhm,
going to be with that woman. Don't be scared to cross the mountain, because when you get to the other side, it might be the most amazing thing you have ever experienced. You got to
mhm,
take a chance.
mhm,
But I think both people have to invest at least a few weeks, maybe a month of talking to getting to know each other.
mhm. How do you balance your life with a lady that is torn between returning to Ukraine? There is always will be for ladies who looking for a husband, anywhere in the world. This will be their main priority. If they don't have this man, potentially, of course, they will be thinking about going home. But as long as no, as soon as she meet this man, will be not priority to come back home. Priority will be to realize her dream. Yeah.
I think with Victoria too, when we were talking, she had said to me she was upset, not with me personally, but she had found out she couldn't go back to Ukraine just to visit even. So she was upset about that. And then I think in her mind, the thought now she's going to maybe have to come to America. She's going to be further away from Ukraine. And in her mind, she was thinking she could just go to Ukraine and go back and forth between wherever she was. And that was an impossibility. So in her mind, that kind of was in her mindset as we were talking. So that was a little bit difficult. And there was one woman that I was going to talk with, and she lived in France. But then she realized I was in America, and she said, she didn't want to be too far from Ukraine, so that wasn't going to work out. And you're laughing. It must be something.
Could you get the feedback from the coach? Billy, this will be now tough love. Yeah, I have, you see, from using other guy comments to give you some tough love. We need to wait. Let me talk now. Yeah, I will answer questions. Wait. You have, Billy, very typical Western man personality, very open, like open book, very warm, very talkative. And this is very different from what Ukrainian women used to, men that they used to date, like, Ukrainian men. So when they meet, like I would say, Victoria, she has very calm personality, very, even like close. And I would tell that most of Ukrainian ladies, they opens slower than Western men, When I start work as a coach, I was like asking how men, when they come on consultation, they would tell all their life. And they're like, yes, it's normal. I say, really? Like, if you will, ask a Ukrainian man about his life, he'll like say, that's you, like they keep everything, it's their business, nobody else business. So this is very different pictures, and here it's very important to meet lady for you in this journey who will be like you, have very warm and talkative personality, who like when men actually open and talkative, maybe who had before relationship with Ukrainian men who was actually very closed and this was hurting her, so she wants now opposite, like she wants men to be open. But again, I always say to guys, you don't need to change your personality, but at the beginning you need to create opportunity where you have this you manage your talkativeness to the level where you allow and asking questions for a lady to build this emotional connection with you, because she built it by talking to you, and being okay, giving her enough time to open up in her rhythm, in her time frame that she needs. Don't expect that she will opens up like you quickly, because can be different, a different story. And I would honestly tell, the more pain it was in past, the more it's take for her, level of connection to opens up. Yeah, so it's important here to to understand that you like Joseph very talkative, and I mean it was like and plus and minus, at the same time. Maybe for most of Ukrainian women it was not they don't like this quality, but for some like me, this always was always attractive, when men open, when I know what's going on.
There's definitely differences, because when I was in Ukraine and I was actually going on dates, there were some women that were very open and were sharing like everything completely, and you could really communicate with them. And then there were other ones that they would ask you one question and then it was on me to respond back. And then if I asked a question, I got like 3 or 4 word responses. So, it is very different.
Can someone honestly say the Slavic Ukraine dating concept has a realistic chance of success? We need to ask our couples who have already babies if they're happy with each other. Of course, I would tell that if you believe, it's our statistics, in 2022. 62% of clients in relationship, 38 not in relationship, and some of them actually paid services, but they never start. So it's also including those guys. Anyway, it's possible, it's working, it can be successful as long as you believe in this. If you don't believe it's working, if you believe this is only scam, better you stay out from this journey, because our beliefs, they create our reality. If you heard only about bad stories, and we have actually on our channel, you can find the couples where we introduce our couples, and the guys can ask any questions. So you need to change your focus on looking on success stories, and will help you to create, you believe in your success and understand what you want from this relationship. By watching couples, how is everything in their relationship. If you focus only on scam, this is part of your belief, it's very hard to be successful in this journey. Everything has changed, Anna. It's suitable but real and complex. The Ukrainian passport is the strongest in the world. This opportunity will not exist again. 2023 is a golden gate of opportunity. I agree with you, Jack. I can say more. When I see now this opportunity, I was in shock, and I was thinking how it was before, how much it's request from both sides, women and men, commitment and patience in order to be able to wait for 2 years to be approved, to be with your man. This is super challenge, and I understand, because I was waiting for so long. Maybe it's also create this there was daily communication, and they value, that they have this ability to be now together. It's also create this bonding, extra bonding. Now it's available. This is more organic, and this is great opportunity. You don't need to challenge so much your relationship.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's going to be for a while too, so there's no rush. I mean, there's going to be another year or more where you're going to have the opportunity. So, jump out there and go for it.
Joyce talker, you don't know, you don't see. I'm talker too. There is 2 talkers in the family. Sometimes we fight who will talk. Not sometimes, every day. Do you believe sometimes the man personality or looks for success might be better in Asia or Latin America than Eastern Europe? A man personality or looks for success? I don't know about what looks you talking. If you talk about if man ethnic, or if
I think he's asking, would a man have better success with an Asian or Latin American woman than an Eastern European?
It depends what man looking for. We have a lot of clients who cannot imagine themselves with an Asian woman. They say no. They spend all their life working in Asia, and they say we saw so many men, dating Asian women, but then they come to us because they cannot imagine. They say like it's not, I don't have attraction. So it's up to you. But of course, go watch Ukrainian dating, Ukrainiandating.tv. It's a real Ukrainian woman. You can ask them any questions. You need to know who's Ukrainian woman, what she's fruit, and what's her expectations, who she is, and just make a decision for yourself if that's type of relationship you're looking for, because this is kind of traditional culture. Not of course there is women, some of them like more remind women from the West, but I mean, not like in a part of realization, they still very high feminine, and this is the main feature of all Ukrainian. It doesn't matter where they move, here in Mexico, everybody can realize like, okay, this is even not because of my color of my hair or skin, but the way I dress, sometimes not. I mean, it's differently from because this is cultural, is how we grew up. I dress, and then our daughters look at me, and they also like they have their own makeup already, high heels, they have everything, because this is something very enjoyable. It's not because we should do or something. I believe Match Guarantee is a legit company. However, I question the mindset of Ukrainian ladies that are affected by 10 months of war. I would say that every person goes very differently through this experience. Many women, they work with a psychologist, on letting go, accepting this situation. And I would say that the more a person developed, the more she's you know living in acceptance, and living on a vibration of love and hope, and just don't being affected, like badly affected. Like I'm
I
also
think,
Ukrainian lady. I was also kicked out from my country, and you can
yeah,
see
I
me.
think that women are more motivated now than ever before.
Mhm.
Just as I am too, because I went through it for those 4 or 5 days and I saw the war. I
Mhm.
think women in general, and maybe even men, are more motivated to find their love because I think they realize life is too short, and who wants to go through so much stuff and not have somebody by your side. So yeah, there's war going on, and I think it's actually motivated women. I don't think it's taken away. I think they're more motivated than ever to find their other half and to have that strong person by their side.
I would say, yeah, it's like when, for example, when I met Joe, I was also in the best, not in a best position in my life in the order of how different area of my life was, and he was that kind of supportive, strong shoulder that I was appreciative about, to being around, understand what I'm going through, being supportive, helping, emotionally in many different ways. And I was appreciative because it was not war, but that's why it's very important now to understand what Ukrainian women go through, and being understanding, yeah, about this, and helping her, I don't know, emotionally, or uh, we've done serious wartime data in Ukraine, how dynamics change. Now everything goes very quickly, and financial support. It's if you in good relationship, in daily communication, it can be part of it. It should be
Yeah,
part of it.
you have to make sure that you're financially able
Yeah.
to take care of the woman. If you're not
Mhm.
financially stable yourself, don't take the journey. You don't have to be a millionaire to go on the journey, but you have to be able to take care of yourself and support your woman. And like there was a gentleman that just made a post about making sure you do videos. Yeah, you want to do videos, but not for a year. You want to have the
Mhm.
videos, get the communication, get the connection going, and then mutually agree on meeting. But you definitely need to feel the connection. I'll
Mhm.
just, for an instance, with Victoria, she was not much of a talker. She, even in text, not much talking. I didn't get her on video that much. I talk. I
Mhm.
was on yesterday planning this video with Diana,
Mhm.
your worker. We
Mhm.
had more of a conversation in that little bit of time, more communication than I had with Victoria the whole time. And so it just shows like different personalities. Somebody is very comfortable talking and sharing, and then there's somebody else that just doesn't really want to open up and communicate as much and just has her expectations way too high, like just thinks that a man just going to fly to her after two conversations. So there has to be realistic expectations on both sides. It just can't be one side or the other, and that's why the video and being able to talk is important, because you have to have that communication.
Yeah, guys, don't be like very, pushy and demanding, specifically about video. At least phone calls. This is like where you can hear each other. After our first date with Joe, I remember I went to Germany for 3 days or 4 days, something like this. So all our communication was on phone and texting, and we've done a lot. I felt like after these 4 days, I come back and I already know him, on a different level, because we was not losing this, 4 days. It was also very interesting and romantic, being
Yeah, and
chatting
it's
with
very
each other.
important. It's
Yeah.
very important to have that communication.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, but again, this journey always about finding right person with whom you're on the same page, and the same. I don't know how to express even the way the way you talk, the way you perceive life, the hobbies, and $8,000 to meet a woman in extra. I don't know this word.
Proportion.
Extortion. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a bad word, yeah?
that's bad. Yeah, he's saying that you're like,
That good. Like a child. I say, talk to me like I'm a child. Even with my, conversational level. How much do you think divorce costs in the average American? So the cost of catching a low quality woman or God forbid a scammer.
yeah, you're going to spend a lot more money on scamming than you are finding. If you're dealing with match guarantee, let's say,
Mhm.
you're spending some money, but you're meeting quality women, and that's what it's about. And then if you've watched the videos before, the pond you're fishing in, they say the pond. It's very true. The quality of woman you're going to meet is. Can you put a price tag on your forever love, your soulmate? There is no price tag as long as you're willing to take the journey. Don't put a price tag on it. Why? Because if you're married and you're in a relationship for years, you're going to constantly spend money. So what it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with the quality of woman you're going to meet. And you're also showing that you're making that investment into the relationship. And
Yeah.
she's going to appreciate it so much more the more that she sees that you're willing to take all these steps. And so don't put a price tag on it. It's not about a price tag because it's a lifetime investment.
It's very interesting. It's very different, people, man's, attitude towards it. We have one man with whom we record the video review, and he met his wife on the first date, and he also invests with us 8,000. And when he, like maybe other men would be not happy because this is only one contact, but he actually was looking in this short time, and these kind of services that I met, I didn't go through tough, experience of meeting I don't know how many
Joe,
ladies. And you need to understand every lady that you have a relationship, it's also will be there is expenses, right? For example, you fly first time, you meet, and then something doesn't work. Again, this is just beginning. So
so
international dating
I'm going
now.
to tell because Joe's telling him, saying,
So the
tell how
reason
much I'm going to pay for my success. So if you want to talk about the journey that I'm taking, um, I'm going to be spending money, and I don't know if you put a price tag on it. I don't know if you want me to say the price tag, Joe. He's like, tell him how much I'm going to pay. I'm part of a new program with a match guarantee. Should we talk about that? What I'm actually doing? Like, no wife, no pay. Um, I made a little investment in the beginning and I'm on the journey and I will not pay until after I'm engaged and married. So if I get engaged, I will pay an amount of money. And once I get married, I'll pay the rest. So in total, my journey would probably cost about $20,000. Do I think that's expensive? No, I do not. I think it's an investment in my life. It's an investment in my future. Um, Meeting the right woman, meeting my forever love. Why do you put a price tag on it? There's if I'm going to meet her, I'm going to go through it. I don't pay anything until I get married. So I'm going to go on the journey. I know it's with a woman that is quality woman. She's looking for her forever love, her other half. So it's going to be a great experience and I'm taking it day by day and I'm ready for it. And it's going to happen. When is it going to happen? Hopefully sooner rather than later. But I'm taking my steps and you should take your steps. Everybody has a different journey, but you have to if you don't jump out there and do it, you're never going to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And I agree with this comment. If man's still thinking about money when invest in himself, that means the man is not ready for the journey. Yes, and nobody told that, international dating, flying here and back, this is very cheap journey, and if man not financially stable, this is very difficult journey for him, will be heartbreaking journey for you and for your woman,
Yeah, and you don't want to make a promise to a woman if you
Mhm.
can, fulfill it.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
she wants to see that you can come to her. So if you can't afford to hop on a plane and go see the woman, then how is she going to believe that you're going to be able to take care of her when you bring her back home? I mean, that's just reality. So guys have to live in reality. There's so much fantasy and like, oh wow, I can be with this beautiful woman, but can you actually be with her? Get off the paper letter sites, live in reality. It's going to cost you money no matter what. You know,
Mhm.
that's just pure life. Um, and the woman's going to expect it. The woman's not going to expect you to buy her fancy jewelry and all this stuff. She wants a nice life, though. She wants to know the man she's going to is going to be able to take care of her. They want to feel your support. They want to know that they're not going to be, living in fear. They don't, some women, I've talked to some women that want to go out and work and have a living when eventually they can work. Other women want to stay home and be the housemaker and the homemaker. There's just different women, and it's all what you want and how you come together as a couple.
I want to answer this question. When can we expect to see a recent testimonial from couples that are actually married from this process? We have 2 already posted on the channel you can find, but to be honest, men much more open to share publicly his experience. Even we ask men not to tell where we posted, because ladies, they much more private, and but still we have ladies who, like we cut them, I don't know, even when they come to office, we have like short videos, testimonials, or from recent couple, they're not married, but they're very excited, and I hope there is men from America and women from Canada, they're waiting for visa. Soon they say maybe we will do video together when they meet in America. So, but it's not married, but they like, oh, you can see everything from photos. I'm talking, I'm very happy, excited for them. So I've done video recently. I've done video with Australian guy. It's on the channel from maybe 2 weeks ago. Again, he was sharing his experience without lady, but maybe when she will come to Australia, they also thinking about doing video together. So I don't know if we will be able to get, because in Ukraine we have Glenn and Natalie. Sorry, a lot of Ukrainian women, they have this belief that happiness life loves quiet, so it should be quiet. You shouldn't tell about this worldwide, because you can scare this happiness away. So that's why if woman believes this is very hard for her, for us to take her for interview. And to be honest, like I know that it's very hard for we want to also there is so many scams for ladies, and when lady look for honest agency, this is problem for her, and we ask always ladies to make live testimonials for us, also to help other ladies to understand that we're real, we good agency. And it's always like, oh, I'm afraid of camera, I'm so many challenges. So we have much more testimonials from men, they much more brave here.
I think when you're a man, when you find the right woman, like for me personally, you want to yell from the rooftops, hey, I found her and here she is, and we want to talk about it. But then I can understand the woman's point of view. They don't want to jinx it.
We have one guy who's married also. He's 33 at the time when they meet. She was 19. Now they got married after maybe 2 years, and he said, I'm private, no, I will not do any videos. And then when he met her, he was so excited. He come to us, he do several live streams with us. And still he's private, but he just feel this greatness from bottom of his heart, and we very it's also was encouraging for other guys too, his experience. So we very grateful too. So sometimes it happens like this. Okay, so any final questions from you guys? And before you will write, I just want to make several announcements that I just want to remind you that we are planning on super cool Zoom speed dating event. I'm very excited about it. It's like I'm not sure how it reminds me very old program that I was watching from childhood, Love from the First Sight. I think this will be more like that, when people just instantly know where is their potentially woman. So
hello guys, Anna here, Heart of Match Guarantee, and I have exciting news. You guys were asking, and we've created Zoom speed dating. Woohoo! To register, you can find link in description below to this video. For whom we've designed this product? For guys in their 30-something and ladies from 25 to 35 years old. There is many reasons why we choose this age category. Imagine we take clients of any age, and then ladies of any age, and then we have 25 years old woman come on a speed dating event and she meet man like 60 years old, and you can imagine how she feel. In order to increase effectiveness of our introduction, we choose specific age group and we're going to work with it. We know that guys in their 30s, they just start their career and they don't have a lot of financial resources, but there is some serious marriage-minded guys who are ready financially and mentally to create a family, and we want to create opportunity for those guys, because we have a lot of ladies in there from 25 to 35 for whom this number one goal in their life, and they want to be in the life of man, to be the supportive wife who help him to achieve his goals in his career. How many ladies you will meet? We will invite 2 ladies for each man that can be potentially good match based on man profile. Who are those ladies? Those ladies from our database, matchguaranty.com. If I can give you an idea, this is like when men come into bar and he don't know whom he will meet. As well, ladies already know that they will meet men in their 30s. So this will be like natural environment where everybody can opens up in the way they are. To help you guys to know each other better, we will use matchmaking based tools. How many contacts you can get after party? You can get unlimited contacts as long as the lady have mutual interest to you. So after party, you send us ladies that you're interested to develop relationship, and we ask them if they have mutual interest in you, and if yes, then we exchange your contact information. How often we are going to do Zoom speed dating events? We are going to do it every single month, and our first party will be December 17, noon Eastern time. How much does it cost? Well, in our opinion, we've created effective and affordable opportunity for young guys. On the other hand, we want to make sure that guys who sign up with these services are financially stable and mentally ready to create family, because this is what our women clients want. They want to create a family. If you're in a life situation when you don't have stability or you cannot even provide for yourself, this is definitely not journey for you right now. So the investment is $1,997 and $197 per month. As long as you pay your monthly fee, you're entitled to come to everybody forever. Go register by the link in description below, and first 7 guys will get $600 off. See you soon. Bye bye.
Match Guarantee is the real deal. Match Guarantee kicks ass.
Yeah, I just want to thank you very much, Billy, and we all together, right, guys? Wish you success in this journey. We will see how it will go.
We will see how it goes. Yes, it's a journey. It's continuing, and I'll continue to share as I'm going along in the journey, and hopefully, it's a wonderful journey.
Yeah.
And I wish everybody else good luck, and just don't sit around. If you're ready, go for it, because every experience, bad or good, is going to make you a better person.
And also, I want to add about Glenn, that I've done an interview with him 2 weeks ago or something. He had 3 not successful introduction call, and then 4 lady that he actually in relationship and now preparing visa documents for her for Australia. They are very happy, together. And she was our recommendation. So I think if you're open, some men open, some men say, no, I want just to be introduced to specifically this lady, and I'm not interested to your recommendation. So if you will be open, we can talk also about this, because I'm a matchmaker. Yeah. Especially when she get a feeling, what man's, what he's looking for, how the relationship going, so she can be more targeted. Yeah. Yeah. So,
yes, when I get married, you'll see a video of me in my definitely.
Definitely. Yeah.
And it's going to happen. You got to be positive.
Yeah, this is our couple. Another got married in May in Kyiv, in Ukraine. Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. Such a brave, nice. Where you can hear when you hear the stories, you just this is so warm your heart. Yeah. Yeah, there is always, doesn't matter what age we are. We all
matter. Love happens.
Expect love and happiness. Yes.
So I appreciate all your help and all your insights. And again, the journey continues, and it's going to be wonderful.
Okay. Thank you, Billy. Have a nice weekend then. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll see you later.
We'll talk again. Take care, everybody.
Okay. Bye bye. And I just want to remind you one more time, guys, that we created this channel, ukrainedating.tv, where our Ukrainian ladies, average Ukrainian ladies, streaming for you in order for you to understand what is Ukrainian lady, what is Ukrainian culture is, what's Ukrainian lady wants, so you can ask all your burning questions to different ladies and get, your responses and have more, full picture. And just now on Ukraine dating.tv there is live stream that Jana is doing, and it's called What Next After Suffering Divorce Rape. It's some very difficult topic for many of you guys, right? So join this live stream and find out your maybe inspiring answers, okay, that will help you to go through if you one of the victim of this process in past. Okay, thank you for being with me today. I hope to see you next Saturday. And if you're one of the young guys from 30 to 39, you're welcome to join to our Zoom speed dating event. Yeah, I'm very excited about it, and I invite you. Okay, and this will be tomorrow. Okay, you will find link in description below as well. Okay. Thank you very much one more time. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.